gonna kick things on over to Osskari. Best of luck.
Hey, I'm osskari. I'm joined by CatalystZ on the end, Flame 12, TwanMan, and Jibberdoo here without a headset. The first chapter is pretty slow, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start. So time starts when I skip the first cutscene. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Nice.
How the hell we find us out here?
All right. So,
Thought I lost him.
I guess I'll just start
don't
by...
we?
Oh, heck. That's,
Shooting.
I presume that's, Elena? One?
Yep.
There we go.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
Sully.
All right, category. So, there's a glitch in this game called an airwalk, which breaks the game, like, in beyond ways you could believe. So, it was found to be possible not only in NG+, but also in 90%. So, nobody wanted to run that, so we banned it. And that's why this category exists. And it's great. And the game's still broken.
They're climbing aboard!
Oh, no, you don't.
Fast and Furious combo, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick up these guys as they spawn, and after the third wave, I'm gonna stand in the box in the middle, and then I'll despawn the last couple of guys.
So this is basically an auto-scroller, right? Like,
Yeah, you see like the speedrun timer in the top right. That's we use that for verification purposes, and this chapter is pretty much always 2:12:52.
Sully, where are you?
So I'm just gonna wait here for a while. And once the boat spawns over there it goes. I guess I'll do this. So
Oh my god, great! Rocket launcher!
Okay,
Oh.
that's not
can't
There
even
you
go.
go. Yeah.
So even with the banning of the airwalk, this game's still pretty broken. So by just standing by a wall with the ball on your left side and mashing aim and walking left, you'll just kind of go through. It's pretty good.
damn it.
Oh, a great thing about this game is if like you can bring up the skip cutscene menu by pressing triangle, and it doesn't
Hold on.
bring up the pause menu at all, so you can just mash triangle into
I'm not as young as
cutscenes.
I used to be.
It's super handy.
You want me to discuss the movement speed, Osskari?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Nate has a couple flavors of movement speed in this game. Or Elena in this case. I've got the spiel in my head. So Elena, that's gonna screw me up. So Elena has like a slow walking, more cinematic conversational movement speed like at the beginning here. There's an out of combat movement speed that you see here. Osskari is going to be jumping a lot more when out of combat because that's a little bit faster than the normal running speed. And then there's an in combat running speed, and Osskari is gonna try to maximize the amount of time spent in combat. There's a couple tricks that can be utilized for that. Another thing that you may have noticed already was that when Elena falls from a height and goes into a landing animation, Osskari is going to pull out the gun very quickly to cancel that landing animation. It's a little bit quicker to pull out the gun and get back to the upright position and moving again.
Yeah, shooting animations have high priority, which makes sense.
nice.
What do you think this is, Incan?
So if I roll on that line,
2,000
I get like a little bit of height. That makes me, like, gives me enough height to grab that ledge. You're not normally you're supposed to like do a lot of platforming.
Good work, kid. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So yeah, just gonna make our way down here. A lot of these, like I know a lot of boundaries for like slow walking areas, so I'll be like rolling into those. or
Those Spaniards sure left a lot of
just
crap
making
on
sure I'm not slow walking as much as I can.
That's quite a drop.
This temple is gonna look a lot
Not
different
kidding.
to those of you who played the game.
You'll be seeing a lot of the wall clipping.
Yeah. And I do this weird thing with my hand where I mash L1 with my right index or right
like
middle finger.
It's a claw grip mash.
Yeah. But that just means I don't mess up my wrist, which is preferable.
Yeah, they unfortunately made sure that in the sequels you cannot do this glitch anymore, which is kind of unlucky. But
That doesn't mean they're not broken.
yeah,
There's
exactly.
plenty of other glitches.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever tried clipping through boundaries for 2 minutes flying?
Wait, I recognize these symbols.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That was close.
good job. No, well, usually if you get the grab, you'll just grab. I haven't done any fallen down there ever.
Well,
Well,
I can't say the same.
okay. Usually this, when you get here, there's a cinematic camera in front of you, and you're walking towards the camera, but yeah, we skipped a bunch of things. So.
Yeah, this is actually very clunky. Also made it look very easy, but it's
Oh, yeah.
it's not very difficult to fall off there because the collision works very differently if you don't have the cinematic camera there.
Yeah, and you're also in just jogging. You usually get combat speed for that section, and the areas where you're supposed to have one movement speed makes things clunky if you're in another.
Oh, that's unlucky. This is one of the hardest clips actually in the run because you gotta jump pretty much immediately as you clip through the wall, otherwise you fall out of bounds.
Come on. There we go.
Nice.
There you go. Good.
It's not that hard, but it's it'll mess you up.
Actually, that's the thing about the clips is that these games are all based on the checkpoints. So we can clip through pretty much any wall probably if we tried hard enough. But not every wall is going to bring you to the actual next part of the game, and that's what he's doing for most of these. Well, all of them.
Yeah.
Here's a good clip coming up right here with the submarine.
Yeah.
Normally you would go into Chapter 3 and then maneuver your way around to the back of the submarine, but clipping through this invisible wall here and getting right underneath the submarine just kind of sends you into the submarine when you restart checkpoint, so it saves a little bit of time.
A lot of time, actually. Yeah, I guess this is a prime time for donations. So I'm just going to be walking through this up.
Absolutely. We have a $5 donation that says, "Hey, osskari. First, wanted to thank you and the others for helping me when I was first learning this game. Now for those 2 incentives I promised you, and challenge other UC runners to match. First is $5 for puzzle skip in 2 tries, and I'll double that for first try. Second is $5 for successfully doing my YOLO jet ski strat. Good luck on the run, and hope you're having fun."
Thanks. Yeah.
Well, I can say that this man is a puzzle skip legend, so this is easy money.
Wow. Pressure. Oh, yeah. The jet ski thing, I do a variation of the YOLO strat and the regular strat, so I hope that counts. What's going on with her face? Oh, you can go ahead again. Sorry.
Yeah, this was a very early PS3 game. You can kind of tell even through the remastered graphics.
Yeah, it was actually originally supposed to be developed for the PS2, but then they decided to delay it because Sony was close to releasing the PS3. And you can really feel the clunkiness in this game, even though it's a great introduction to the series, story-wise and gameplay-wise as well. Some of the platforming can be very stressful sometimes.
Thankfully, the stressful platforming is at the start of the run.
Probably bad.
Early on.
Yeah.
So some of these skip cutscene menus will just automatically have the cursor on skip movie instead of resume. It's consistent, so I just memorize it, but I don't know why it happens.
Yeah, so Ost now has the combat running speed,
Drake, look out!
where Elena's running quite a bit faster.
Pick up this AK for a thing at the end of this. And on Explorer, these enemies are pretty...
Yeah,
The AI is pretty dumb.
we're playing actually on the Explorer difficulty, which is in addition to the remastered version on the PS4, which is supposed to be even easier than the easy difficulty. And a lot of these enemies are really just a joke, and you can usually run around them without any trouble.
Yeah, like that one guy who just whiffed the punch. So these guys coming up, I'm gonna kill all of them. Once I kill the last dude, I get a checkpoint that'll just like skip a bit of walking.
Yeah, there's actually a little bit of RNG here, where the last guy can be hidden behind the wall
Yeah,
and lose a bit of time.
just hit him in the knee.
Yeah, well done.
Like a sub 10 here is good. Oh, I guess not. Oh yeah, I failed the thing there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, Ost, you don't have to PB, calm down.
Wow.
I'm just sitting here disoriented about Elena, chatting with Elena, so.
So I'm gonna, these last 4 guys here, I'm gonna just leave one of them. And then I'll make this last thing 100% consistent. So once I get out of the temple, I'm gonna take out the AK, take out the 3 guys outside, and hold the fire button into the cutscene. And that'll trick the game into giving me combat speed into the next chapter, which is like just one of the best time saves in the game.
Extremely
Strangers try to
useful.
kill
Yeah.
me, leave my map on a burning
Because
plane.
running through here without combat speed is horrible.
Most likely dead.
Well, then hope we don't have to see that, because we could, technically.
Yeah.
Because with
Wow.
all of these skips, we're going to be also skipping all of the checkpoints in this chapter up until a certain point. So if at any point Oz dies, he's going to spawn back at the beginning.
Yeah, this chapter is also, or like this first part's also the most notorious for just like platforming not wanting to comply.
Yeah.
You'll also see from time to time that Osskari is going to be running up steps, firing a gun with no ammo. I can't remember if we've mentioned it already with the firing the gun, but going up the steps and firing the gun's a little bit quicker than just going up the steps without the gun. But also, while ammo isn't necessarily we're not going to run out of ammo all that easily, but we still want to conserve some ammo. So running up the steps while firing the gun with no ammo is going to save a little bit of ammo for us.
It also means you don't have to reload, which is kind of annoying. So yeah, if you played this game before, you'll be confused, because there's supposed to be a lot of enemies all around. But I'm just skipping all the triggers, so...
The music just builds.
To nothing.
Well, technically, there's a skip coming up,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, this is a similar thing to the route at the start. Just roll on this rock, and then jump up to this ledge.
So normally there's a little bit of a set piece there. After killing a couple waves of enemies, there's an explosion that kind of opens up a pillar that you can climb on top of to reach that. But being able to roll on top of that root or rock allows you to get that height necessary to grab onto that ledge.
So we're coming up to the scary part.
Yeah, we still didn't hit a single checkpoint in this chapter, so any death now means starting from the beginning.
So you can see the current time. So that gives you an idea of the time loss. But we're good though. That's consistent, by the way. So that's not the scary part.
It just looks scary.
Yeah.
Okay, like 2 more to go.
Okay,
All right.
we're
All
good.
right. Hooray.
That's good. So now we have the checkpoint, so dying now will not be that big of a time loss.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get a baby jump there on the last couple of platforms, and that's just something completely out of your control.
Yeah.
Super devastating when it happens.
So I'm gonna try to skip a cutscene here. So I'm gonna jump on the bed, and I'm quick about jumping over here.
Nice.
I'll hit a checkpoint. That allows me to just...
You can hear the death music playing there, but because osskari crossed that plane for the checkpoint, it didn't matter restarting the checkpoint.
Yeah.
Progressed him to the next part.
Yeah, restarting the checkpoint is a mechanic that's used in a lot of the Naughty Dog games, not just in the Uncharted series.
Yeah. And it's like if you die, that's always faster to just restart checkpoint than waiting for the death animation. So barrel skips coming up. The vault over cover animation in this game is like... I'm guessing they had like trouble with it. Because like when you're vaulting over cover, you pretty much have no collision on Nate or Elena. And they make an invisible floor underneath you afterwards. So you can just do that. And for some reason you can take cover on the barrel. Because they're pretty liberal about cover in this game. You can just cover on anything, basically.
And thankfully, there's two ways to use that cover vault to get through there in case that barrel does explode.
Yeah, there's a backup. And the lighting engine's gonna catch up here real quick. So we're coming up to the end of Chapter 4. Chapter 5 has the most difficult skip that I do. We'll be talking about that in a bit. But just making my way over there.
There should be a giant structure over here that you're climbing up, but hasn't quite appeared yet.
I'll get there.
You have to be kidding.
It's 2 a.m. I don't blame it.
So there's a glitch where you can launch off this vine. On the PS3 version, because it's 30 FPS, it's a lot easier than on this version because it's on 60 FPS. And the 60 FPS makes it like extremely inconsistent. I haven't even gotten the right launch ever. So I'm clipping through this wall specifically here because
That was really nice.
That was very good.
That wall's bad. That skips these enemies up here.
Yeah, for some reason, certain walls are acting very differently compared to others. Like some are really easy to clip through in just a couple of L1 presses, but some might take like several tries for no reason and push you out. Also, one little thing I'll say about the clipping is that it's very important to have a certain rhythm. It's not just about speed, because as soon as you start to clip slower or faster, or rather spam aim, the wall's gonna push you back in bounds, and that's not what you want.
This place could use a good plumber.
So the game wants you to do this fight before racing that gate. And racing that gate activates the triggers on the winches in the other room. So the way I game that is just by flipping out of the room. The game's like, oh, you beat the fight. Then I clip back in and race the gate.
There's that grenade.
We're good. As soon as the gate's up, I get a checkpoint. And now this is the hard thing. So this is another one of those where I have to like be basically inside the wall when I jump. But this one's much tighter. Got it.
Nice!
Yeah!
That one's very difficult.
Very hard.
So you're supposed to raise the water level in this part, and there's 2 levers. And first you need to access the one on the left. And then the water raises a little bit, and only then can you access this lever that we just pulled. But this skip allows you to do it instantly, so that's great.
It's at least 30 seconds if you get it first try. So it's significant in a 40-minute run. Restart checkpoint there, just skip stairs. So this is like the first instance of non-linearity in the level design. So like this level is like you go all around the place, come back, and since I can just go through walls, I'm not going to do any of that. Just going to grab this checkpoint in here and this AK. And we're going to shoot at this guy. Because when you shoot at enemies going from turrets, they kind of like get a staggering animation and forget about the turret for a while. So that gives me time to clip through there.
This is also one of the areas where we could technically clip all the way to the end of it, but there are triggers around that we need to hit.
And this is why I picked up the AK. It's really good for crowd control.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing this game's pretty good about is giving us ammo. So if I were to like empty both my guns here, it gives me ammo after I restart checkpoint. So that's nice. It means the ammo route is pretty easy. Yeah, it even gave me ammo even though I had ammo. So we're coming up to the end of this chapter. Just one more skip. Well, it's more like a platforming exploit. And I do the baby version, which is 2 seconds slower.
Oh boy.
But like 100 times easier.
If only I could climb like this.
So yeah, you'll see me, I'm using the AK to go up these stairs. And I can just hold down the fire button and do the thing. That's much more convenient than shooting the pistol and having to reload. But we're coming up to the auto-scroller now, and I think that's like the prime time for donations in the run. I'm just gonna be
What were you looking for?
shooting at guys or not. It's really my choice. But and in the middle of it, there's like a checkpoint restart that saves half a second.
Oh crap.
Excellent start to the run, though.
Yeah, so you can go ahead.
You got it. We have $25 from Hutch T. Hey, Oz. Hutch here. Good luck on the run, and may the barmaids in Lima be with you. Let's hope you don't get some of that Hutch luck. Kappa.
Right. Thanks, Hutch.
Sully.
Shouts to Hutch.
We have $50 from Dunfiren. Hello, osskari, Twan, and Jibberdoo. I know you'll do a good job of showing off powerful technique. Can't wait to see you all at Remython. June Aphid.
I was hoping that June Aphid would read.
Thanks.
We have a $25 donation from Rage Quits. Here is a donation. This donation comes from a donation-inspired donating person. Enjoy the donation. Donation. We have a $50 donation from Ferretta. Did you know Uncharted is an anagram for walls are more of a suggestion? We have a $25 donation from Jabum. Donations guy really confused me, but it's a good cause, so let's match his donation. Donations. We have a $50 donation from Elena F. Had to stay up nice and late for this Uncharted run. No sweat, it's a favorite of mine. During a great event for a great cause. Good luck to all the runners this SGDQ, and respect to everyone behind the scenes making this event happen.
Let's record the donations.
We have $100 from Touchdown Mike. Just played Drake's Fortune for the first time a month ago. Excited to see how it looks if you don't fall off the upper level of the church 500 times.
We won't even see that part.
Yeah.
$25 from Meta Nightmare. I have stayed up much too late to say June Aphid.
Oh my gosh.
So that track we actually have to shoot, otherwise it would crash into us.
Yeah.
Important. Very important.
It's pretty much the only thing I have to do in this chapter. The two lane is pretty good.
I'm a big fan of the two lanes for sure.
Yeah, we got a bit more left here. You can go ahead.
Sure thing. We have $25 from Loopy Squid, who asks, what are walls?
A suggestion.
That's exactly it.
We have an anonymous $25 donation that says simply, heyo. We have $200 from Big Taro, who says, osskari, you naughty dog, you. Good luck on the run.
Thank you.
We have $5 from Freak Show. The fact that Donut Drake didn't win is quite an unfortunate outcome.
Well, Cartoon Drake's my favorite, but it has the more conspicuous name, so. Okay, we're coming to the end of this. Next is this is what marks the end of the early game for me, which is my least favorite part. So as soon as the camera starts moving here, I'm gonna restart checkpoint, and it'll bring me up to the ground over there.
God's sake!
These guys never quit.
Immediately shoots after the checkpoint restart to trigger the combat speed again.
Yeah. And now we're up to the first jet ski. Everyone's favorite jet ski. This one's the better one, actually. So.
Well, it's shorter, so it's better, of course.
Yeah. So I'm just shooting pretty much only the barrels I have to shoot to make this consistent. And yeah, they're not very good at shooting barrels, the enemies, especially not these last set.
I just realized there's going to be some nice internal dialogue during the second jet ski segment.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
For God's sake.
Shoot the barrel.
So yeah, as soon as I get to this dock, I'm gonna shoot the grenade launcher, and that'll trigger combat speed also off the jet ski. Normally you lose it here for a bit. And I'm gonna do a thing with photo mode. So the way this game loads collision is by where the camera is. I'm just gonna bring the camera in there. That'll load the floor. And now the game's really confused. So if I die up in the upcoming part, I soft lock the game, but I have back. I can just save and load, and that'll bring us back. But in a PB run, that's a PB attempt. That's a
The store right here can be very fun to flip through for sure.
yeah. It's being extra difficult. Oh, there we go. So the game can just decide not to grab a ledge here. Because usually this part's there's like a cute QT where the thing falls and stuff. But we're good.
Alright, made it.
So yeah, two of the worst things didn't happen. The Chapter 4 death and the soft lock. So shoutouts to Rock Elemental for this strat. It didn't look like much, but if you just kind of run in that general area, there's a guy in a turret supposed to shoot at you, but if you kind of just run like that, he most of the time just won't even bother getting in the turret. And even if he does, you can get past without dying. Because the turret's really the only thing in this difficulty that's right.
Good thing about the Naughty Dog games is that at least you can skip all the cinematic cutscenes, because
Yeah.
they would add up a lot of time if you couldn't skip them.
Oh yeah.
can definitely think of one game that would benefit from that.
So now comes everyone's favorite jet ski.
Nice.
This is where like we joke about the Japanese version, but the Japanese version is actually better for this. Not for text speed, surprisingly, but in the Japanese version, this chapter doesn't have any exploding barrels, which makes things a whole lot more convenient. But thankfully, Elena number 2 has a pistol that I can blind fire at the barrels.
I think we could get a donation in or two.
Oh yeah.
You got it. We have $10 from Skarazard. Love seeing all my good boys on the big screen. Shoutouts to Osskari for an amazing display of cheat running. Hope to see these guys doing a three-way race driving at future GDQs June 8th.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
We have $25 from Cartridge Blowers. This donation is to match the donations from the other 2 donations, guys. That's triple the donating donors, don't you know? We have $25 from the Haxor. I'm here to fill the chasm between the current total and the end total. We have $100 from Cute and Cuddly 2. Not entirely sure what chasm is, but I'm ready for more of it. We have $5 from Esau of Alberto, who says simply, love the Drake. We have $100 from Loctite. I'm so excited to finally catch this live. You guys are amazing, and I can't stop donating to this charity event. I love all of you. Donation goes to Reader's Choice.
Let's head up to the monastery and see what's going on.
Okay, now we're getting to the real part of the run. This clip is bad, but with the AK, it's a bit less bad. There we go.
There you go.
That was okay. Again, shoots to trigger the combat
Yeah.
for the extra speed.
I'm gonna roll into this
No.
thing, so I don't have to slow walk as much.
Just slow down. One of Eddie's goons could be up ahead.
I'm gonna pick up a pistol over here for a fight in a bit. And then I'm just gonna empty the AK just to have like an easy way to get upstairs faster.
Damn it.
Okay, nice. It's pretty easy to fall off of the map there.
Yeah. So I like to restart checkpoint here. That just means the enemies who are supposed to fight you here spawn instead of not spawning. And that means you don't have to spawn enemies that
Just
are
find
actually in your
someone to get the
path.
hell out of here.
So I can just go straight through here and shoot to get combat speed. And normally there's like enemies here. So I'm gonna bring the camera in there to load the map and to deload a death trigger on Elena. So if you leave the area, she'll just die.
This is fine, by the way.
Yeah, we're good. And I'm clipping through a wall here. So the game thinks I'm in chapter 13, but I'm actually in chapter 15.
Coming up to the puzzle skip aforementioned.
This is the cover clip. It's the old way to clip through walls. And it's a lot more specific. It's only like a handful of places.
Just bang your head against a gravestone. You'll clip through the wall, no problem.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna clip through here. Position myself like this. Hold the gun.
Nice.
There we go.
Sick.
That's the infamous puzzle skip.
Excellent.
It's pretty difficult because what you do is you jump into a room from the sides, and you have to not only jump to the correct direction, but you have to time your pause correctly. Because if you pause too late, you're gonna clip through the floor and die, and if you pause too early, you're not gonna clip into the room yet.
Yeah.
It saves quite a bit of time because not only it skips the puzzle, as the name suggests, but you get to keep the combat speed into this chapter.
Yeah, and it skips the cutscene as well. And it skips a gate clip here. Okay, that's good.
Nice.
Okay, so now if I would have died there, I would have had to do it again, but now we're good.
It's my favorite dialogue.
The only unskippable cutscene in the game. Except the last one.
Hey, Boule! Last man alive gets the gold. You
lose.
Kill them both.
So apparently Boule means white person, so that's accurate.
This fight can be a little bit dangerous at times because you can see these guys with grenade launchers. Like, even though we're on Explorer and we take practically no damage, if you get damaged with bullets and then they shoot you with a grenade, you can still die.
Yeah, and the grenade can just sometimes like deal all the damage in the world. Because sometimes it deals just the blast damage does nothing. Sometimes it kills you instantly.
I want one more limbo move from Elena before we go up these steps.
I don't know if there is one. Oh, baby jump. I'm gonna roll up these steps to skip, as much slow walking as possible.
There's gotta be a way out of here.
So there's a funny thing we can do here. As soon as the camera kind of looks down at us in this part, yeah, this is good. As soon as the camera looks down on us, if I walk into a pit here, the game will just trigger the cutscene instead of
Looks like
killing
an
me.
old hoist or something.
I don't know why, but it
There's
just
a
works.
rope. I'll try to lower it down to you.
So I can just.
Oh God!
Oh God!
Okay, so these guys have a set pattern, but I always get really disoriented in here. So I like to just like stand on one of these slightly elevated platforms and pick them up.
Also, this went from 0 to 100 real quick. Like, the main antagonist, Eddie, is now fighting alongside us because we have reawakened these monsters.
Yeah, it went from 0 to Nazi zombies.
There's some plot somewhere in the game, but we just haven't found it.
Yeah.
We won't see too many more of these zombies, though.
Yeah. There we go. So now, spoilers, Eddie's dead.
What?
Aw,
You all cared so much about him, I bet.
I did.
You should do the spinning thing when shooting. Yeah, there you go. So the first fight ended when Oz killed all the enemies, and this one is just on a timer.
Yeah. And I like to empty my gun here because I don't care about the ammo, and I need to shoot it down the last corridor here. I don't want to reload it.
Come on, Nate.
And it's pretty funny how, like, if you just keep shooting as you run down this corridor, the real Elena is gonna fall behind like a ton. But the Nazi zombies don't care about her, so it's fine.
You're clearly the better Elena.
Get out of the way.
She's one of them.
So now we're in chapter 18. Those of you who played the game probably remember like the Nazi U-boat bunker. Not me.
It was a nice chapter.
So now we're in chapter 20. There's 22 chapters in the game, by the way.
Yeah, I think it was pretty obvious what happened there. You're supposed to go outside of the open window right at the start of the chapter, do some platforming, go on the ground, and it's a pretty good part of the game casually, actually. Kind of scary. And then you end up climbing up the broken elevator, but yeah, Oz doesn't care about that.
The trigger's just there, which is
Yeah.
handy. And you can also miss the ladder by if you don't grab the ladder, but you like kind of like jump close enough to it, you'll like fall, but you get the thing either way.
Yeah, those weird creatures are always part of the mythical creatures that are in every one of the Uncharted games. They always have something. The second one has these weird beasts in the Himalayas. It's weird, but they kind of explain it, but we just don't ever get to see it. So,
But in 3, it's just like hallucinations.
oh yeah, love those.
So there's a hole in the floor, and I can just
Drake didn't want to get the treasure off the island, Sully. He
so I
was
can
trying to
skip a
stop
little
it
bit
from
of
leaving.
walking just by falling down
It's
here.
cursed or something. Look, I know it sounds crazy. You just gotta.
What?
That line's this entire speed run. You just gotta trust me.
So we're getting close to the end here. This is the end of the second to last chapter. Just gonna make it up these steps. Oh yeah, rolling is another good way to not be slow on steps. So this chapter is just a boss fight.
Yeah, there's a quick plot twist that what was supposed to be main antagonist actually isn't the main antagonist.
Yeah, but I don't want to fight him, so I'm just gonna go through some boxes. A couple of times.
It's supposed to be a pretty difficult part of the game where you have to fight the main boss throughout the whole ship, but he just skips right through most of it.
Yeah.
He catches up to you.
And another quirk with the Explorer difficulty is that he's normally supposed to like kill you almost instantly if you do this, but on Explorer it's fine. So time's coming up on the uppercut in the next combo. So I'll prompt you. And time.
Awesome.
What a run!
An amazing
Yo,
run.
42. That's a low 42 as well. That's pretty good.
You killed it. Amazing.
Awesome.
That's not just 7 minutes underestimate, but it's like faster than anyone's PV on the couch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the estimate has to be pretty like generous because of the soft lock and the chapter 4 thing. But
Definitely.
yeah, I don't know if you want to watch this.
We do.
I like this one better.
Oh, hey, Nate's back.
Yeah, I guess I'll just get the shout-outs out of the way. So just shout-outs to the entire Uncharted community. Of course, you lot. Everyone back home watching, very good, and yeah, just everybody. Thanks for
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me play a game.
Triumph over evil. Pretty typical.
Really?
Nate, you didn't do anything.
It's a shame we're leaving empty-handed, though.
Oh, well. I did manage to save.
All right, let's hear it one more time for Osskari with his amazing Uncharted run. We have a follow-up $10 donation that says, "Hey Osskari, here's the $10 I promised for Puzzle Skip. Sad you didn't try for YOLO Jet Ski, but honestly, this was such a good run, I don't blame you for not trying." All right, we're going to kick things over to a quick Twitch ad, so stay with us. Okay, welcome back, and it looks like we are going to turn things over to an interview with TwanMan and tinahacks. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2019. I am TwanMan, and with me here is tinahacks.
Hello, hello.
Hello. So Tina is the runner for the game after Chasm the Rift, which is going to be Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. I got that right.
You did.
I did. It's so hard to remember it. So Tina, welcome.
Thank you. Super excited.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit about Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, the game, because I don't think what people realize is this game is part of like a series of games.
Yeah, so this was originally going to be a kind of fan spiritual successor to the Monster World series, which was shown off a couple of times prior at GDQs. And then, as I understand it, the creative director just got on board. They managed to pull him on, and so now it's a for real Monster World game, brand new IP as of last year.
Awesome.
And we've got a pretty decent community that immediately started getting to work on it. It's been real fun.
Nice. So tell me, I guess, a little bit more about the speed run. Now, this is a pretty long game. You have an hour and 59-minute estimate. And not only is it long, it's also purely a platformer game. So it's quite uncommon to see like 1 hour and 59 minutes for a platformer. How does that kind of play into the speed run, I guess?
Yeah, so for something like a 2D platformer, there's not a lot of downtime. So versus the other long runs that I do, like RPGs, there's points where you can kind of turn off. There's going to be one auto-scroller, but other than that, the entire run is on. So you just have to keep your focus, and that's really the most difficult part.
Yeah, like how do you manage to kind of maintain your focus throughout the entire run? It's like you said, look, with RPGs, you have more time to maybe like, you know, settle down, focus a little. How is it that you manage to maintain your concentration? Is it like some of the tricks that maybe you might lose a second here, second there, you just kind of have to brush off rather than kind of like dwell on those, or is it something else?
Yeah, I mean, there's some of that. With speedrunning in general, you know, nothing is going to go perfect 100% of the time. But just the fact that we've got enough time to save across the entire run can help you keep focus.
Cool. So like you said, this is a new game. You said it came out late last year, or was it early this year?
Late last year.
Late last year. Okay, so, and since then, you guys have taken it down. There's been a lot of glitches to this game, am I correct?
Yeah, I definitely have to give a lot of credit to Nick's report, to Greenalink. Author Blues has found some stuff. I've found a couple things. There's been a lot of work that's gone into glitch hunting this game. It's a really, really fun game. Movement feels great.
Cool.
And then on top of that, we've managed to find some ways to save time, and it's been real fun, real rewarding.
Awesome. Listen, this is like really cute. Just like watching literally 5 seconds of the run. It's adorable. We're going to go ahead and take a few social media questions. So thank you so much for taking the time to go on Twitter and ask your questions for Tina. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with a question from Kim in the Nets, who says, what color of Pepe Le Goo is the best Pepe Le Goo?
Oh, gosh. I mean, there's really only 3 options here. There's the yellow ones, which turn into the black evil ones that are spiky and try to kill you. And then there's the blue one, who's the good one. So I'm going to say the goodest blue boy is the best boy.
I believe Chompy approves, so that's good. We have a question from Trini Hadid LFC. It says, what ridiculous thing has someone tricked you into doing or believing?
So I'm friends with Author Blues.
Okay.
And
you know, you can honestly just end it like there if you want to.
yeah, that could end. But so he convinced me that speedrunning would enrich my life. Turns out, I mean, we can just end it there, really, can't we?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a question from GDQ Muffins. It says, how did you find all the less mainstream games that you play, and why is it not always Kuso Grande?
Ooh. Well, most of the non-mainstream games that I play do end up in Kusa Grande. I really enjoy old, obsolete, kind of obscure computer platforms. So recently I've been going through the MSX library, for example. And it turns out that there's a lot of interactive software on a lot of old computer systems.
Cool. And I know that kind of plays into your background as like somebody who's like involved with computing on a daily basis, correct?
Yep.
Sometimes you just can't get away from your passions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tina, for taking time to answer our questions. And before we go, though, we have everybody's favorite person in the world. My favorite person in the world.
Oh, Darkman. Darkman, I appreciate the high praise from you.
I was talking about Chompy.
Oh.
You're my second favorite person in the world.
I'll just leave then.
You're my second favorite person in the world.
Thanks, Darkman. It's always a pleasure to be here. It's always nice to be here with you as well, Tina. Good luck on the run, coming right after Chasm the Rift. But guys, before we go away, let's talk about some of the great prizes you can win by getting some donations in tonight. Now, just for reference, all the prizes that we have right now are available from now until the end of Slipstream, a little bit later this morning. Yep. And a $30 donation is going to get you entered into everything we're about to talk about. So, hey, if you want to skip the line, just get that $30 donation in right now, and you'll be good.
I love Fast Pass.
Dude, Fast Pass is the best. And speaking of going fast, we have, you know, this beautiful Slipstream painting here by our good friend Puzzle P. This is a $10 minimum donation. You know, it's super cute, oil on canvas. Definitely love it.
Awesome.
Oh, there we go. Got that info on the screen.
There we go.
We have this lovely Samus amiibo repaint. It's a little bit hard to see this far away from the camera, but she's repainted to look like she's wearing the gravity suit from Metroid Prime. Oh yeah, there we go. That's beautiful. It comes to us from our good friend Paper Ninja, and it's a $20 minimum bid from now until the end of Slipstream. Next up, we have a beautiful pair of prints. Everyone I've shown these to have just been like,
yeah,
you know, wow. Tina, would you mind holding one for me?
Absolutely.
So these are a pair of prints, the light suit and the dark suit. They are both a $25 minimum donation. They are separate prizes, so you're gonna $25 minimum donation will enter you into both of them. They come to us from our good friend Jonathan Ver, and I mean it's hard to even go over. The artwork is amazing, but also they're like glossy and really shiny in person, and it's just so nice.
They're stunning.
I love these prints. They're amazing. And guys, last but not least, for a $30 minimum donation from our good friend Jay Thor, we have this wonderful sculpted Samus statue based on some very old school like 1980s concept art of her with a fun little LED base where if I can find the switch, I'm just gonna cheat and look. There we go. Lights up, gives her a cool little effect there. This is a $30 minimum donation. Again, super cool. Shout outs to Jay Thor for sending it out to us. And guys, don't forget that we still have our grand prize, of course.
Yes.
The Master Sword and Hylian Shield from our friends over at Heroic Replicas. That's a $200 donation, but it's cumulative. So that means, hey, $30 now. You're over 10% of the way into the drawing for that, and it's only Monday night, right?
Exactly.
Still plenty of marathon to get those donations in, and you guys have been getting those donations in because we've already raised over $285,000 for MSF, and I mean that's just amazing. As Tomas said earlier on in the marathon, and as MSF has always said, every dollar counts and every dollar helps them with their goal, which is amazing. But Darkman, I think think that's just about it for me. I don't know about you, but I'm going to go back to lounging. I've been doing some pretty extreme lounging lately.
I love extreme lounging.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
I don't think you lounge as extremely as I do, Darkman.
Want to bet?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Extreme lounging.
Extreme lounging.
Oh, all right. I see. Extreme lounging. Ah! I'm okay.
Just go. We're done. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Darkman, for that amazing interview. Up next, we have TBCR's run with Chasm the Rift, and it sounds like we're ready to go. So TBCR, best of luck.
Hello, hello. TBCR here with a rather interesting